Hello and welcome to this edition of Now You Novi, the #1 podcast in Novi and maybe Novi Township. We're going to see, because my special guest today is Tony Galdikas, the Township Supervisor of Novi Township.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
What is happening in beautiful, expansive Novi Township?
What is happening? Yeah. Well, it's business as usual.
Business as
usual.
So tell us about the township, because many people don't know that it's a little enclave, or as Josh would say, a keyhole in Novi. Just a little sliver there, but a beautiful, beautiful community. Very small, though.
Yeah. So we are a little over 1/10 of a square mile.
Okay.
And we are the Brooklyn Farms subdivision. If you go to Brooklyn Farms, you go in and you take the right turn at the very back there. Once you hit that right turn, that's where the township begins. South
of 9 Mile, off of Novi Road?
Just north of 9 Mile.
North of 9 Mile, adjacent to Novi Road on the west side.
Yeah. If you remember the Blockbuster, we're kitty corner to the Blockbuster. Blockbuster. That's going back a few years now. So, but now it's.
Do you have the last
lumber.
Blockbuster in Novi Township?
No. I mean Blockbuster, but everybody used to know the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So now it is a lumber outlet store.
Yeah.
Northville Lumber, I believe.
Right. So how long have you personally been in Novi Township?
I've been there since 2000.
Okay.
I moved in there, and it's been great ever since. We really liked the fact that it's quiet, and everybody there kind of has roughly 1 acre lots, which is hard to find these days, especially in the Northville, Novi area. We like the schools. So it was a great place, and it's been a great place to raise our kids. So it's really been nice.
Is Novi Township, is the school system for Northville schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They have the Northville School District,
okay,
which is crazy because I basically have Novi High School in my backyard just about. Right. We hear the band. I heard the band today or last night warming up, practicing. So, we're so close. It'd be great to have our kids just walk through that little set of woods and come out behind the high school.
Yeah.
But, that's where we are, destined to go, is Northville schools.
So how many homes / what's the population of?
So we are 58 or 59 houses. So as far as size goes, we're the smallest township in Michigan.
Okay.
And for population, I'm not actually sure if you go on Wikipedia, or AI tells you anywhere between 160 and 290. I would say we're more near probably 180.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Where I would say.
Okay.
So that makes us third in the state, third smallest for population.
Now, what many people may not know, or some people may know, but all of Novi was Novi Township.
Yes.
Up until 1969, when the city incorporated. Now, how did your neighborhood, I don't know if you know the history, but how did your neighborhood, your township, escape from becoming incorporated?
So my understanding is, back in whatever it was, 18-something, they incorporated they created the township. 1835, there you go. And about the time you're talking about, Novi, the city of Novi, started annexing pieces, and I don't know why we were the piece left out. I do know that there was some sort of a legal battle back in the late 60s, mid 70s, somewhere around there, as our township fought to stay a township.
To stay independent. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly what went down back then. There's nothing I could find on it, but it is, part of the history. So
as township supervisor, what is your role with such a small community? What is your, I want to say day-to-day, but what's your day-to-day?
So we meet, it's supposed to be every couple of months, but inevitably something comes up and we meet more often than that.
Okay.
But we basically have to take care of, the main things are roads. That's kind of our number one priority. We have to come up with the funds to redo our roads on, whatever basis they need it. So that's our big ticket item. But we also have to contract out fire and library to the city of Novi.
Okay.
And then we take care of any issues, annual snow removal, waste removal and recycling, everything that a big city might do, just on a smaller scale. So, that's about it. We've redone our roads not that long ago, but they're already starting to show wear, so that's on everybody's mind.
Okay.
And so I do know, you were talking about the annexation and things. So there's, you're familiar, no doubt, with the Charles and Myrtle Walker Novi Public Library. And I was like, who are these people? I didn't know who they were. So one day, 10 years ago, I looked it up, and it turns out they live right behind me. So they're part of Novi, the township of Novi, and they donate $1 million towards getting the library rebuilt back in 2004. So I thought that was a nice little tie between our two communities.
2004, so not even way back in the 60s then.
No, that was
present day Novi Township.
Wow. 22 years ago, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a nice tie-in between our two communities. So that's nice.
So what do you like most about the township and sort of the structure and of the township? I mean, other than the fact that you're a township supervisor, like what do you like about the community?
I really like that we are, it's so quiet back there. Nobody knows we're there, so nobody really comes in to see us. Well, they do now, but there's no reason to really come in because there's only one way in and one way out.
Okay.
You can't use us to, cut off Novi over to Taft or anything like that. So you come in, but it's kind of a, long out of your way and what have you.
Yeah.
But we have lots and lots of people come from Novi to just walk around our neighborhood. We have a lot of trees, so it's cool in the summer. People walk their dogs there all the time. So, but that's one of the things that drove us to go there was how quiet it was, and everything is kind of forested, all the big trees, things like that.
I'd imagine when a house goes up for sale, it goes pretty quickly.
Generally they do.
Yeah.
Generally they do. I know we're starting, we've had our first house where somebody's come in and bought the house for the lot and tore down the house.
Really? Okay.
I see that happening, not in Novi, but I've seen that happen a lot in Northville.
There's a lot of that in Northville.
Yeah, so I think people are starting to realize that, there's some nice properties to be had and things. So
in terms of governance structure, there's you as a township supervisor. What other roles are there? So
we have a township clerk that handles the elections. Our clerk's husband is actually right over here running the early voting or helping out, volunteering at the early voting. We, I think, do it all together with Northville, Novi, and the township all grouped together for that. We also have a treasurer, and we have 2 trustees. So I was a trustee for the last 16 years prior to the most recent election, and I took over as township supervisor in the last election, so for about a year and a half ago. So when you have an election in Novi Township, specifically within the township, how does that go? I mean, are you meeting in somebody's garage? Or we do. Yes, we absolutely do. Whoever the clerk is, we meet in usually we vote in their home. Okay. Now there's a lot of absentee voting, so we have the absentee ballot box and things. Okay. But mostly, if you're going to vote in person, it's at whoever's house, whoever the clerk is, we vote at their house. And the township meetings, we rotate. We have a schedule we come up with and rotate between everyone's house. This is all unique as I'm walking in here, I saw a bunch of people walking in suits. Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder what, and you guys are having a city meeting apparently today. Yeah, there's a meeting in council chambers. Yeah. So that's, we don't have a big building and so we just meet at people's houses.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, Wade, is there anything else you want people to know about Novi Township?
We really like the people of Novi. We like the city of Novi. Everything's been going great. We're just happy where we are at. Yeah. And come on by, walk our streets and take a look.
Be careful what you wish for. You're opening Pandora's box here.
Yeah. Everybody already knows.
Right. Yeah. No, so. It's cool. It's like on a smaller scale of a Highland Park within Detroit or a Hamtramck within Detroit, a sort of community within a community.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk more. We talked a little bit about Raisin Bran and Lord of the Rings earlier, so just give the audience some idea of the kind of things that I like to talk about, right? Well, thank you very much, Tony Galdikas, Township Supervisor of Novi Township. Now, we have a special way that we end the show.
Okay.
And we have this harmony that we have to do with the name of the show.
Okay.
All right, so we say... That's all for this edition of Now You Novi. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.